My name is Elmer Lucille Hammonds Allen. I guess you wonder why my name is Elmer. I was named for my father, and in my household there was Elmer Johnson Hammonds Sr., Elmer Johnson Hammonds Jr., and Elmer Lucille Allen. And my sisters always, and my brother, they called me Sil. I wish to thank Louisville Central Community Center for honoring me this year for the Lyman T. Johnson Distinguished Leadership Award. When this award means a lot to me. As a young girl, I babysat for Lyman T. Johnson when he lived at 27th and Madison. And then also I was a volunteer when he was president of the NAACP. And on top of that, he was my teacher, taught civics to me when I was at Central High School. You sit back and you reflect, and this past year, Central High School celebrated my 68th anniversary, and Lyman T. Johnson's son came here for that celebration. There are so many things in that I can associate with Mr. Lyman T. Johnson. I lived at 1724 Chestnut, and Lyman T. Johnson's sister lived across the street from me at 1723 Chestnut. And she was the wife of Thomas Blue, who was the librarian of Western Branch Libraries, which is located at 10th and Chestnut. And this was the first African American library that was staffed by African Americans. As I go back in life, here I am in 2017, that I am still associated with the Western Branch Library. It's now known as Preston Library. The branch has been taken out. And I am the president of the Western Branch Library Support Association. As you go through life, our paths cross. And Lyman T. Johnson's son-in-law, Walter Hudson's, he and I are real good friends, and he is a member of the Western Branch Library Support Association. Over the years, I have been a volunteer in multiple organizations, and I feel like that volunteering is something that we all need to give back. And I was brought up to give versus taking, and this is what I've always done. Over the last 12 years, I have been the volunteer curator and director of the Wayside Christian Missions Wayside Expressions Gallery. And over that period of years, I have showcased people that would not be shown in galleries because some of them did not have degrees, they were self-taught, but they had a cohesive body of work. And I just think that as we go along, you never know how paths cross. When I started out, I graduated from Central High School in 1949, and when I graduated, I had to go to Louisville Municipal College, which was a black college for the University of Louisville. And when that closed in 1951, I went to Nazareth College, which is now Spalding University, and I graduated from there in 1953 with a degree in chemistry and mathematics. I wanted to be a med tech, but I wanted to graduate in 4 years, and so I did not go to med tech. But my first years of working, I worked as a med tech. And finally in 1966, I was hired by Brown Forman as a junior chemist, and I worked there for 31 years. And retired from there in 1997 after 31 years of service as a senior analytical chemist. But in the meantime, while I was working, I was always interested in art. And I went back to school, and I got a master's degree in ceramics and fiber in 2002. And I've had multiple exhibitions here in Louisville. And some of my work has been purchased by Ed Hamilton and other local artists within the city. I volunteered with Louisville Central Community Center mainly in 2017 when I helped them to celebrate Sam Watkins' retirement party. And I've also worked on other projects, and I've been here off and on, not more or less working on projects, but there are things that I see the Louisville Central Community Center has done for the whole city of Louisville. And I just wanted to be a part of it. And to be recognized now, it really gives me an honor and a privilege to say, the Louisville Central Community Center needs our help, and I hope that you continue to help Louisville Central Community Center.